Right, hey guys, how are we doing? Back another video from 6, and today we are checking out Stop Debating Sasuke versus Madara. Now, I do believe this is obviously Sasuke from Boruto versus Madara. A lot of people seem to discuss this. Obviously, if it was Sasuke from original series versus Madara, that's... yeah. But Sasuke versus Madara from Boruto, almost... Sasuke's got it. It's just there is no discussion there. Like, they are so... Naruto and Sasuke are so much stronger. They've got so much higher now in Boruto that, like, there's no way Madara could win. Sasuke would just body him. So for this to be 16 minutes, I think 6 is just gonna just be like, right, this is the definitive why this isn't a discussion. Let's get into it.
Can we stop talking about this topic?
Right, cool.
It's not even as if it's a good topic with interesting discussion points like, oh, you forgot about this scan. It actually makes Madara stronger and blah, 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 blah. Madara is not stronger than Sasuke.
No.
Now, a lot of people who defend Madara in this debate would say that power isn't everything and that strategy and hacks go into who can win a fight. I think this is true.
Stuff that Sasuke can do, though, where he could just switch his arm.
Well, a lot of the time, actually, and I think that depending on the day, obviously Madara could come out with a win over Sasuke. If Madara showed up in the Leaf Village directly after Sasuke got done fighting Jigen, yeah, there's absolutely no strategy Sasuke could cook up that would allow him to get up and start fighting. However, I think this is a relatively disingenuous way to look at things. Obviously, if you want to compare two people, being generous and fair, it should be both of them at their full power. I also think it's fair to say that at a certain point, no matter how much planning and strategy you have, if someone is so overwhelmingly...
Yeah, if they are that much stronger, it does not matter how much planning you're putting in. They are still going to beat the crap out of you.
...more powerful, you're not going to be able to get the upper hand on them. Let me give you an example. Kid Naruto, no matter how hard he tries, he could try his absolute hardest, bring out half of Kurama if he wants to. He is not going to beat Jubi Madara. Do I think the difference between adult Sasuke and Jubi Madara is as big as Jubi Madara to Kid Naruto? No, probably not. I'm just trying to get at the idea that at a certain point, the power versus strategy argument becomes irrelevant to have. So with all that being said, we're going to be taking into account adult Sasuke with his Rinnegan at his full chakra and
There's no way. Madara's got no chance.
Madara with his 3 eyes at his full chakra. Now, don't get me wrong, I think there are bad arguments present on both sides here, and I'll definitely go over them. But in case I haven't made myself clear enough already, I think that Sasuke wins this fight. Yeah. Before we begin, I'd like to ask you to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel, but let's get started. This debate actually has a luxury not afforded in a lot of other ones, and that's very clear power caps for each character. In other words, people that they can't defeat or are directly weaker than. For example, Madara's cap is Kaguya, of course. Sasuke is so surprised that Kaguya can hold so much chakra that he genuinely cannot believe that she exists or had existed at any previous point in time. This is an inner monologue, so Sasuke should be telling the truth here, and if anything, this is like the purest form of a reaction you can get from a character, their own thoughts inside their head, so it is a genuine reaction. It's also stated that Kaguya makes a free use of the chakra that she has, basically meaning that she doesn't have a cap on her output. Even if you don't agree that the direct interpretation of the most likely one is that she doesn't have a cap on her output from this statement, the statement directly following that one says her usage surpasses even Madara's. Which all I'm really getting at with that is Kaguya not only has more chakra than Madara, but she knows how to use it better and can use it better than Madara, as stated by the data book.
I mean, it makes sense that she can, like, use chakra better considering, like, you know, who she is.
In the description for Ami no Minaka, that's the ability Kaguya uses to shift dimensions, it said that only people who have awakened Kaguya's eye can use the jutsu, which may lead you to then believe that Madara could also use it. But then the page reaffirms at the bottom that Kaguya is the only one who can use this technique. This passage also seems to confirm with this that one use of Ami no Minaka requires more chakra than Madara has in general. Since it says to use the technique, it requires a large amount of chakra, so only Kaguya can do it. Some problems
So that
directly
does imply that
following
she,
this,
yeah,
or
has a
questions
wall,
that may
right?
arise in your head, would be that Kaguya scales to Naruto or Sasuke at certain points in time, and Madara seemingly scaled way above them even before he acquired his third eye. So shouldn't that mean Madara is as strong as, comparable, or even a little bit stronger than Kaguya? And the answer is just straight up no.
Mm.
If you go back and reread through the Kaguya fight, Naruto only ever scales to Kaguya when she's going all out, when he is either mental amped or resolve amped, or he's being amped up by boil release, both things that we can't say he was using on Madara, especially not boil release. Even with boil release, which is stated to give Naruto unparalleled physical power, he only kicks Kaguya away and doesn't even damage her in any
It
meaningful
doesn't
way
really
at that
do
point.
much, yeah.
Then too, when Naruto is mental amped after Kaguya kills Obito, he only lands this hit on her seemingly because she had just got through switching dimensions again, and she was already very fatigued from doing it so many times prior. Zetsu was telling her that she should chill out moving forward. Then even after this, Kaguya goes on to create an expansive True Seeker orb and absorb more chakra from the people trapped in the infinite Tsukuyomi and gain exponential strength according to Zetsu. So she's even stronger than when she was already stated stronger than Madara. So I think that breakdown was pretty clear. I think that Kaguya is stronger than Madara. I know that the majority of people think that nowadays, and that Madara is stronger than Kaguya is more so an old school take, but it's still a take that some people had, and especially towards the end when I started talking about if Madara was stronger than Naruto and Sasuke, who were actually somewhat rivaling Kaguya. That's an argument people like to cling to, and it's really just not true. If we move on to adult Sasuke, I want to make another thing clear, and that's that, like I said earlier, there are bad arguments on both sides. I think that just saying, oh, Sasuke is fighting in the Boruto era, Boruto people are stronger than Naruto people, I think that that's generally just a bad argument and not fair to bring to the table at all.
I mean, it is true though, isn't it? It's the way Shonen works. Like, the villains and everyone have to get stronger for us to see the characters actually struggle and fight. Yeah? Like, they are stronger, but alright.
It essentially just throws evidence out the window in favor of a position that just says, oh, it's the case, so now it's the
Alright,
case.
okay.
I don't think that that's fair. For example, I don't think that Ao, who fights in Boruto, could just beat Kaguya. I think that would be
No, that's
ridiculous to
fair.
think, actually.
Alright.
And I don't think all of the Genin who fight in Boruto could just beat
But that's
Kaguya.
why Al fights Boruto and everyone before, without any boost. He doesn't fight Sasuke and Naruto. You know, like, but you're not wrong.
Yeah, or they could all beat Madara. I think it's a relatively absurd position to hold, but people do uphold it, and I don't think that it's fair to do so. The important part here, though, is does Sasuke fight threats that are relative to Kaguya or greater than Kaguya, or does Sasuke scale to threats that are greater than Kaguya in order to say that he could beat Madara, since that's the link we have going on right now? And the answer, as you could probably imply from the beginning of the video, is yes. I don't want to turn this into a Momoshiki versus Kaguya video, so I'm going to make this really simple, and if it needs further elaboration, then perhaps I can make an entire separate video on that subject and break it down in a more efficient, effective, and long format. But for now, like I said, I'm just going to give a more simple breakdown of it. When Sasuke is first talking to the 5 Kage and Naruto during the Shin portion of the story, he mentions that something that always bothered him was the fact that despite Kaguya's formidable power, she was still trying to create an army of White Zetsu in preparation for war. And he learned that the White Zetsus had existed far before Shinobi had existed. Then he gives his hypothesis on what this might mean, and he thinks that it might mean that something that frightened even Kaguya could exist. Now, I know all of the key...
So why would she feel like she needed that? Because it's not for them, it's for, like, the rest of the Sasuke.
board warriors in the comments started going...
And Sasuke does fight them and does
crazy. Oh, it's just a hypothesis. It's just a hypothesis. Nothing was ever confirmed. And I'll get to that in a minute. But there's another subsect of people who think that Kaguya thinks Momoshiki and Kinshiki are weak because all she was preparing for them were a White Zetsu army. Need I remind everyone, this army was upwards of 100,000 strong, and not only that, White Zetsu can merge with each other and they can absorb massive amounts of chakra. So just because one White Zetsu isn't all too impressive in terms
An
of combat
army of
power
them.
doesn't mean that they can't be combat applicable in the
Yeah, because like the way we saw them fight was against like armies of people, but like if they were really intended for just dealing with like 2 or 3 people, then that's yeah.
way that they can absorb chakra, merge together, and become a distraction so that maybe Kaguya can separate them into one-on-ones and whatnot. And even potentially weaken them if they were to absorb enough chakra, because like I said, and I want to remind everyone, this Zetsu army is over 100,000 deep. So the fact that Kaguya was gathering a white Zetsu army does not imply that she thinks Kinshiki or Momoshiki is weak in any way. After searching through Kaguya's dimensions and then meeting Momoshiki and Kinshiki and having a short little scuffle, Sasuke manages to escape with a scroll that he then gets decoded back at the Leaf Village. After the scroll is decoded, Sasuke does confirm that his suspicions were right, meaning that he was right, something that could frighten even Kaguya does exist. Now, I know that there's another subsect of people who are going to say that just because it frightened Kaguya doesn't mean it's stronger than her. I want to point out to everyone that Sasuke's entire basis for the hypothesis is that something is frightening Kaguya even though she has so much power that she wants to create an entire army to fight the threat. So it probably is talking about power when he says something that could frighten even Kaguya would appear one day. Sasuke also confirms that the scroll warns about the invasion of these two, so it is likely that he's talking about Momoshiki and Kinshiki. I'll be generous here when talking about the statement of what can frighten Kaguya and not say that it's only applying to Kinshiki or that it's only applying to Momoshiki, and instead say that it's possibly referring to a combination of the two, whether that be through fusion via the chakra fruit or rather it be through just them being a pair in general. Regardless, the end-all interpretation that would come from this is that at the very least, Fused Momoshiki is stronger than Kaguya. That on its own doesn't mean everything because we're trying to determine if Sasuke is stronger than Kaguya so that we can link him back to Madara.
Yeah.
Sorry to go on that whole tangent, but it's
so
very
good,
much so
good.
needed. So how does Sasuke compare to Momoshiki or other Momoshiki tier characters? I think the first and most obvious person to pick to try to compare Sasuke to is Naruto. In the manga canon of events during the Momoshiki fight, Naruto absolutely dismantles Momoshiki, especially in terms of hand-to-hand combat. And I think a fight between two Otsutsukis, like I was comparing Momoshiki and Kaguya before, would probably lead back into hand-to-hand combat anyway, since both of them can absorb each other's ninjutsu and chakra attacks.
Yeah, so why would you bother
Kaguya has shown the
spamming each other
ability
with
to
them?
absorb, and so has Momoshiki. We also get sort of a glimpse into how a fight between two Otsutsuki would go whenever we see Borishiki and Kawashiki fight.
Yeah,
and
true.
they're both absorbing each other's ninjutsu, and no ninjutsu really works on the other person. So I do think it's fair to say that Momoshiki being stronger than Kaguya is probably a statement in reference to their taijutsu, or at least Kaguya being afraid of Momo is a reference to that as well. So, like I said, because I know a lot of people are going to try to call me out for being wrong on this, but you can go check chapter 8 of the Boruto manga. Whenever Naruto and Momoshiki interact in terms of hand-to-hand combat, Naruto absolutely dismantles him. It's a quick 2-page fight, and Naruto sends Momoshiki flying. After that, Sasuke does land a hit on Momoshiki, but I'm not going to lie, just to be fair, even though I think Naruto and Sasuke are around relative, Sasuke does land this hit on Momoshiki's back. So I don't think it's fair to say that if Momoshiki was turned around, the same thing would have happened or something like that. I also mentioned at the beginning of the video, we're taking both of these characters at their full power, and I don't really think Sasuke's at his full power whenever they're fighting Momoshiki. Sasuke does mention before the fight even begins that he can only take a set number of people with him whenever they're going to Momoshiki's dimension. And he ends up teleporting more people than he even originally expected because Katasuke and his goon travel along to try to get footage for their Ninja Tool commercial. So Sasuke's nerfed and Naruto's nerfed from getting his chakra drained, yet they can still stand toe-to-toe with Momoshiki in terms of hand-to-hand combat at least. You can also see this during their fight with Jigen as well. Sasuke and Naruto are fighting about evenly, and in some cases Sasuke's even outperforming Naruto, getting a much better speed feat on Jigen when he comes in and outspeeds his kick that he's about to land on Naruto. Naruto is pinned down by the rods here, but that's not really the part I want to focus on. The part I want to focus on is the fact that Sasuke came in from off panel and kicked Jigen before he managed to land this kick on Naruto, meaning that he did at least outspeed him in this instance. It is possible that Sasuke used his Rinnegan ability to get closer, but regardless, he still landed his kick before Jigen landed his. The fight with Jigen is also a much better example of Sasuke being at full power or in tip-top condition whenever he's fighting, because he doesn't have to teleport multiple people before the fight. It's literally just him going to Jigen's dimension to help fight with Naruto. You can also see them reacting to attacks at the same time. It's just a whole bunch of things to imply that Naruto and Sasuke are around the same level. I think this pretty soundly means that Sasuke would be able to beat up Kage in terms of hand-to-hand combat. Whether or not he could actually kill her is fairly irrelevant here, because I'm just trying to prove that he's at least faster and stronger than her through scaling the characters like 6 Pass Naruto as an adult or Momoshiki. This should mean that Sasuke is just much faster and stronger than Madara, and he should be able to beat him up in hand-to-hand combat. Now, Sasuke also has other ways to win against Madara. He doesn't have to just beat him down until he's out of chakra. It is possible Sasuke could BFR Madara, similar to the things that Kaguya does, just end up putting him in another dimension, since Madara, as we know it, does not have any space-time ninjutsu.
BF. What does BFR stand for? Anyway.
He doesn't have the ability to reverse summon, because the only summon we've ever known him to have is the Nine Tails. That's currently trapped inside of Naruto, or dead, at least at this point in the manga. So if he does BFR Madara, he would absolutely never be able to make his way back to the dimension to fight Sasuke. We saw way back in the war arc, Sasuke is able to manipulate Jubi levels of chakra on up to Hagoromo's level, at least according to Kurama into Susanoo. So Sasuke unironically could chakra drain Madara. It's literally just Sasuke is faster and stronger. Madara doesn't have a way to put him down, since Sasuke can resist the infinite Tsukuyomi, so no Genjutsu is working on him. He's not getting trapped in Chibaku Tensei. He could unironically trap Madara in Chibaku Tensei, because Madara can't absorb the core or anything. There's nothing to absorb or neg whenever it comes to Sasuke's Chibaku Tensei. There's the argument that Sasuke uses a variant of the 6 Pass Chibaku Tensei because of what they use on Kaguya and how his Chibaku Tensei forms compared to the rest. So it's like Sasuke has win-con after win-con after win-con, and Madara really has nothing that we know of that could put Sasuke down. He should be slower, he should be weaker, and he doesn't have anything that can actually kill Sasuke. That's exactly why I think this is such a stupid debate to have. I think it's very clear, and it's been very clearly illustrated to us, that Sasuke and Naruto have simply grown above that level that they were at when they were children, and now they're on a much higher level of fighting. Well, maybe not now, because Sasuke, you know, he lost his Rinnegan, Naruto lost Kurama, maybe he can't use 6 Pass Sage Mode, but I'm talking about whenever Boruto first started around those areas. I think it was being made pretty clear to us Naruto and Sasuke can now deal with Otsutsuki level threats with relative ease, even while they're nerfed, that being, you know, Momoshiki and whatnot. But that's pretty much all for the video.
Sasuke's got
obviously,
it.
leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, and other than that, have a nice day.
Yeah. Sasuke's got it, man. That's just it. Yeah, like... We gave the examples, he went through it, just stop. So anyway, make sure you check out my Etsy shop, link is in the description, for t-shirts and hoodies that I've designed, and thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video I upload, link in the description to the Patreon page. $1 a month for our support channel, that's greatly appreciated, thank you guys for that. Thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already, leave comments down below, let me know what I should watch and discuss in future videos. I'll see you guys next time.